15th of the long weekend. Time for some spring and summer home decor advice. Very excited to have Karen Seeley of City Line, home decor and interiors expert.
Yes.
Can we call you that?
Absolutely. I love that title.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see what you've brought, because affordability is so huge, and you've got some tips for those of us who want to update our living space, both inside and outdoors.
Exactly. And I'm going to start with 3 overall tips.
Okay.
So the first one is, and this is something that people often overlook, and it's the mechanics of the home. And I always think it's important to ideally hide them. So I'm a big fan of radiant heat, for example. But what happens is people often will say, oh, well, how much is the upfront cost for this system or that system? But they don't look at the operating costs. So it's important to think about, the other aspects. So for example, with radiant heating, I get to hide all of my ducts and all of my vents. So I get this beautiful, amazing space, and it's really economic in terms to operate it. So it's a great thing. So think about your mechanics, not just the sexy faucets and backsplashes and carpeting and all those things that people really get really excited about.
My new in-floor heating in my bedrooms and my bathroom are the #1 thing I love about the renos I did in my house. And believe me, not a lot of money to throw around, but that's the thing. It's a very tight space.
Yes.
And it's nice to have that. And heating your floor, what a concept.
You know what? And once you have it, you don't want to live without it.
No, you really don't. Okay, tip number 2.
Tip number 2, think quality over quantity. And we have some pictures too. So we're actually going to show you a picture of my studio, my design studio, because this is the before of my design studio, and the after is, so that's my,
wow.
I have radiant heating there, and one of the reasons I did that is you can see architecturally it's such a stunning space, and you get to see that beautiful ceiling and the beams, but had I had to run ductwork and vents, I would have lost some of that beautiful architectural detail.
Give us a ballpark of what you spent on that. That is spectacular.
You know what? There's a lot of tricks for saving money. Like I use off-the-shelf shelving, for example.
Right.
And I cut down pantries so I could get that bar that's 42 inches from all of my work surface.
Brilliant.
So you don't get to spend a lot of money.
All right.
It's important to spend it wisely.
You're not going to tell me, are you?
Well, we'll put it on the website.
Okay. We'll put it on the website. Fair enough. Fair enough. But, all right, so outdoor living space?
Yes. So the next tip is think quality over quantity. So, I mean, a lot of people will be, thinking about doing an addition, for example.
Yes.
And they just want to fill it with furniture. Why not just slow down and buy 1 or 2 pieces that are really, good, that are going to stand the test of time, as opposed to just filling up with inexpensive things that you have to replace in 5 years.
It's great advice.
So, and that's true, for example, I brought a beautiful picture of an outdoor space, and we have the before at a client's at Lake Simcoe, Ontario. So this is the before, very woody, very rustic.
Yes.
And then we put in a beautiful outdoor party pavilion.
Nice.
So I love this place because it's all reclaimed wood. So what we did here is instead of doing like this big 40 by 40 and taking the budget and spreading it really thin and doing some off-the-shelf pressure-treated gazebo, which wouldn't have looked right in that environment, we decided to scale it down and use really quality materials and make something that fits in with the environment, and it's beautiful.
It really is gorgeous.
Yes.
Honestly, great advice all around. Now, I want to know what the colors are. Now, you said I should be moving into the tropics. Should I go over here?
Yes, this is the tropical paradise. So the other trick I like to tell people is that it's a good idea to know where to spend money and where to save money.
Totally. That's where I fall down. I don't know where to pull the trigger.
So these are eco-friendly fabrics from Robin Island. They're outdoor fabrics, but if you feel them, they feel great. The colors are fabulous. This is very on trend. These colors here we like to call tropical paradise.
Beautiful.
So I use outdoor fabrics inside as well. So if you're doing a banquette, or if you have chairs at your kitchen table, or bar stools, a sofa, and you like to entertain with red wine.
Yes.
So this stuff, the nice thing about it is you can actually pour red wine on it. Not that you want to waste it. No. And it just beads right.
So we
up.
have hung out before. Karen Seeley, you can find her on City Line and right here on Breakfast Television. Thank you for the tips and advice. I look forward to incorporating some of those homes, and you're going to have to whisper to me how much that loft costs. It's beautiful. We'll be back in a moment here on Breakfast Television. How much? She told me I can't tell you. She said, Russ, if I told you, then,
I need to know.
Trouble.
I want to incorporate a pavilion in the Lacate Grotto out in Surrey there.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, I gotta get one of those pavilions. That's nice. Yeah, very nice. Mine, I don't know if it'd be made from reclaimed lumber or just old fence boards that I took down last year, but we'll figure it out some way, one way or the other. I had a good weekend to get after some projects because the weather will cooperate for at least half of it, I promise. Not so much in the short term.